In this video, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to build a shortcut that puts out a specific message based on the time of day. Start by opening ChatGPT and using these 3 prompts. First, you need an explanation of the breakdown of 24-hour time, like the table shown here. Next, you'll need to know how to convert text into numbers. These steps will show you how to do that. If you'd like to build this shortcut or follow along, I'll paste the exact prompts in the description of the video. The last prompt that we're going to use is a prompt that asks ChatGPT how to remove special characters from a string of text in the Shortcuts app. You need to do this so that you can remove the colon when you turn the time into a number. Paste each of these prompts into the message field one after the other and wait for the responses. Read through the responses to make sure you understand them, and then you can begin to build the shortcut. Close ChatGPT and open up the Shortcuts app. Tap on the plus sign to open a brand new shortcut. If you have an existing shortcut, you can also open it here. Tap Add Action, and then type Date as your first action. The action you're looking for is Date. When you add your first action, you can tap on the play button to run the shortcut. Do that to see what you get. If you tap on the play button now, you'll see that you get the date that looks like this. From the next action suggestions area, choose Format Date. This provides you with the Format String field. Format the string so that just the time is shown. Leave the capital H's as they are, as that signifies 24-hour time. If you do that properly, you'll see the time shown like this in 24-hour format. Next, you need to remove the colon so that you can turn these digits, which are text, into a number. Start by typing replace into the search field and look for the action called replace text and add that to your shortcut. The action you're looking for is called replace text. Select replace text from the list and it will be added to the shortcut as the next action. Notice there's 2 fields. The first contains a colon. Leave the second field blank since you want the numbers to fit right together. Watch what happens if I just leave this as text. If I put in an if statement and then tap where it says condition, I don't have any way of checking if the text is within a range of numbers. So delete that if statement and use the set variable action to place the updated text inside a variable. Here's one way that you can convert text into a number. This is slightly different from the steps given by ChatGPT, but I'll make a video on how to do that exactly in the future. The steps use something called the number action, but here I'm going to change the type of this variable each time I use it in the following if statements. Now, you can refer to the updated text, the digits placed right together using the variable 24-hour time. If you tap on 24-hour time and tap where it says type, you have the ability to change the type. You can see the numbers on the list. Just tap on the X. It's best to do this inside the if statement. Type if into the search field and select the if action from scripting. If 24-hour time is between 0 and 11:59, that is the morning. If it's between 12 noon and 17:59, that's the afternoon. And if it's between 1800 and 23:59, That is the evening. Once you've got your if statement in place, tap where it says 24-hour time inside the if statement, tap where it says type, and choose number from the list. Once you've selected number, your variable will look like this. Just tap on the X to return to the shortcut editor. If you tap where it says condition, you'll see some new options. You've got the option is between. This allows you to check if that number is within a certain range of numbers. In this case, 0 and 11:59 in the morning. Shortcuts is smart enough to know that that is the beginning of 24-hour time. 11:59 is 1 minute before noon. Using this method allows you to capture every minute of the day. Once you've got your times entered, tap on Done, and then choose a text action. You can select it from the next action suggestion area. When you do, it will appear as the next action in the shortcut. The first thing you'll want to do is long press and hold, and then drop it into place inside the first if statement. Be careful when you're doing this because you'll end up with 3 if statements by the time you're done the shortcut. You can place your message in here. For example, in the morning, I'm going to say top of the morning to you. Type the message that you want. And then repeat these steps for each of the periods of a 24-hour day. You'll need to add 2 more if statements and 2 more text boxes within those if statements. Don't forget to delete the otherwise part of the if statements that's added by default. Since there's a separate if statement for each time of day, you don't need to include an otherwise statement. You can select your next if statement from the next action suggestions area. Once you do, you'll need to tap where it will say if result and clear the variable. Then tap once more where it says input and choose 24-hour time. Of course, you'll have to change the type 3 different times. In my next video on how to convert text into numbers, I will show you a simpler way to convert text into a number once. Spoiler alert, it uses the number action. Subscribe and follow for the next video. Once again, tap on Type and choose Number from the list. Tap on the X to go back to the shortcut editor. Then tap on Condition and you'll see the condition is between, and you can enter in the second range of numbers. The statement will read if 24-hour time is between 12 noon and 17:59. That's 5:59 p.m. for those of you who are familiar with 12-hour time. Don't enter AM or PM into the text, just the numerical values. So in this case, 17:59. Tap text from the next action suggestions area and add your message for the afternoon. Once again, you'll need to long press and hold and drag the text action in between the appropriate if statement. Type your message, and then do the third and final if statement in the shortcut. Once you've got the number set, you can select 24-hour time from the list. Once you've got the variable set up properly, tap once more where it says type, and then select number. Then tap the X to go back to the shortcuts editor. Add your final text box by selecting it from the next action suggestions area once you've got the condition set. Notice you've got is between. This is why I converted the text digits into numbers so that I can more accurately check if a certain value, usually the time, is within a given range of numbers. Just like the ChatGPT instructions stated at the beginning of the video. You can add your message into the text box by typing it, just as before. Remember to long press and hold on the text box to drag it into position and drop it in between the last if and end if actions. If you left the text box where it was, nothing would happen because although it's there, it's not being used. The text boxes are only used when you drag them in between the if and end if statements of an if block, like this. Now, if it is the evening, you'll see the message top of the evening to you. Tap on the play icon to run the shortcut, and this is what you get. Next, you need to add a show result action underneath all of your if statements to show the message that will be presented. But first, we can make the shortcut smarter by asking for some input. This will be additional text you might want to include with the message. You'll need to add the ask for input action up near the top of the shortcut, as this will be the first thing that you'll want to happen. This will add the messages in the text boxes, as well as whatever input you type into this box. Type a question in the prompt field that says something like, "What do you want to say?" This will let the user know what they're supposed to put in this box. If you want, for testing purposes, you can tap on the arrow and put in some default text. This text will appear in the text box every time the shortcuts run. I'm going to leave it as is for now, and I'll show you how we can add it to the text boxes. This is why I use text boxes in this manner. Now that we've got the ask for input action up at the top of the shortcut, we can add the result. Just tap in the text box that you want to and select the variable called provided input from the variable selection area. If you don't see it, tap on select variable and all of the variables used in your shortcut will appear between each action. Locate the one that says provided input and select it, and you'll be taken back to the text box that you're on. Make sure you put a space in between the message that you type and the variable name. This will ensure that the message looks proper once it's put together inside Apple Messages. Tap the spacebar, swipe over, and locate the variable called provided input. Tap it once to select it and add it to the shortcut. I recommend that you add a show results action underneath your last end if statement to show the result. This will be helpful if you're running the shortcut outside of the shortcuts editor. If you don't do this, you won't see the result. The only reason you can see the result inside the shortcuts editor is because the results of the last action in the shortcut are automatically output. This is true for any action unless it's a stop action. Add an action called show results. Type show result into the search field, and it will be added to the bottom of the shortcut as the last action. Notice that as you add new actions to a shortcut, the name changes if you haven't given it your own name. The variable if result is used if we run the shortcut by typing in some text into the input box. Here's what happens. When you're done typing the text, tap on Done. This is the message that will be put into the Apple Messages conversation, and this is exactly how it will look. Tap Done, and if you swipe down, you can see that the output of the Show Results action is displayed. Add the Select Contact action and the Send Message action from Apple Messages. You can add an action in any order because you can move actions around just like I did. Tap the arrow on the Select Contacts action and make sure that Select Multiple is turned on. This will allow you to select more than one contact. In the Send action, set it up so that the action reads Send If Result, which is the message, to either recipients or contacts. I'm going to change the word recipients to the output from the selected contacts action. First, I'll tap where it says recipients and clear the variable. Then I'll tap on recipients one more time. And when you do, you should see a list of your variables, one of which should be contacts. If you don't see it on this list, tap variables and you will see it on this list. Now, if you run the shortcut, the message will be put into an Apple Messages conversation, either an existing one or a new one. To run the shortcut once more, tap on the play icon. Tap the play button to run the shortcut once more. Enter some text. You can type as much text as you want into this box. When you're done, tap Done. There's a preview of what the messages will look like. Next, tap Done, and you'll be prompted to select one or more contacts. Choose a contact by tapping inside the circle, and then tap Done. For privacy reasons, this has been blurred out, but this does work. As you can see, the Messages conversation window pops up with the selected contact. You just need to tap the Send button, and the conversation window will disappear. Your message will be sent. Tap the downward-facing arrow at the top of the shortcut. Select Choose Icon, and here you can change the color and the glyph that appear on the icon for this shortcut. This is what the users will see when they download the shortcut. I want my icon to look like this, and I'm going to leave the name Send Message in place. Here's what it looks like if you run the shortcut one more time and accidentally close the Shortcuts app. You're still prompted to enter the text. You get the preview of the message. You then need to select a contact by tapping on one or more contacts. When you tap Done, the conversation window will appear like this. Tap Send to send the message. Watch this video recommended by YouTube. This playlist contains more tutorials just like this one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. Join me next time.